In this video, I'll show you how to make your own garden elements. If you haven't watched the video on how to draw shapes, I recommend you watch it before this video. The garden elements are in this panel. Garden Sketcher offers numerous elements, but sometimes you need an element that isn't there, or you might need to edit an existing one. Fortunately, in Garden Sketcher, you can create your own garden elements. You begin the process of creating a new garden element by drawing one or more shapes. In this video, I will draw a lounge chair, so I will begin by drawing a rectangle. When the shape is selected, you right-click on it, and then you select Create Garden Element. Now the application has switched to a garden element mode. You can see that it says Garden Element here, and you only have the Draw and the Element tabs. In this mode, all other elements in the garden plan are hidden, and you can focus only on the garden element. Now I will draw the lounge chair. In this left-hand panel, you'll see a separate box for each of the shapes that you used for the element. You can adjust the order of the shapes by dragging these boxes up and down. For example, in this case, I want this shape at the top, so I simply drag it here. If you want to modify the colors a little bit, a practical tip is to use the transparency of the shapes. So for this back pillow shape, I want it to be a touch darker than this shape. I select the shape, and then I change the visibility slider. Then, I select a very dark color for the background. You can see that it makes it a little bit darker, but it uses the same base color. To make it lighter, you can use white background. When the garden element is finished, it's time to save. You go into the Garden Element tab and then you select Save As. Then the Save New Garden Element dialog appears and you select a name and category. And click Save. You can rename and change the category here. Now you're done, and you can exit and return to the garden plan by clicking this button. Now we're back in normal mode, and the new garden element is already inserted in the garden plan. This is our new custom garden element. When you resize it, you will resize the entire garden element. You can also move it around, and you can even create more by copy-pasting, so you can have many elements. You can also insert this element into a new garden plan. So we'll click the New Garden Plan button and then go to the Garden Element Library. Here you can search among furniture items, for example, and you can see the lounge chair we just created. I can now select that, and then I can insert it just like any other garden element. If you need to make any modifications, you simply click on the element in your garden plan, then right-click and choose Edit Garden Element. You'll then re-enter this garden element mode. You can make any further modifications. Then remember to save those modifications. I will select Save. You could also Save As to save an entirely new element. Then I'll exit and return to the garden plan. You can also create a new garden element by duplicating one of the existing garden elements. For example, if you want a hammock, but you would like it to be green rather than sand-colored. First, select the hammock and insert it into your garden plan. Then, you can right-click the element and select Edit Garden Element. Then you're back in the garden element mode. Now you can't save changes to this current element, but you can save it as a new element instead. Here you can see all the shapes that are used to create the hammock, and you can either locate the one you want to edit or simply create new shapes. Now you have a green hammock, and you can save this element as a new element that you can use in your own garden plan. It is useful to create garden elements for furniture and other complex items. If you're drawing a deck or lawn, you can simply use the shapes directly in your garden plan. Thanks for watching.